soak it completely in cold water.
Okay, that sounds like a fucking like whatever the opposite of hypothermia is. Like that's like a near-death experience.
Well, it depends. If it's that hot, bro. Like if it's 105, if it's that hot, listen. I'm just telling you, that's a survival trick. If it's hot, if you feel like you're getting hypothermia at that point, you can kick the sheet away. Very, very soon you will be hot again.
Fold it halfway down.
Yeah, and then you'll want the cold sheet again. This is a survival skill, you know.
Yeah, there's also only so much cold water you can drink. You know, like I drink a lot of. You know, like I easily drink, depending on the day. I can easily drink anywhere between 5 and 10 liters of liquid. Tea, water, Coke, fresh orange juice, whatever, milk.
All right, I'm engaged with what you're saying, but I'm concerned that Edmund is getting bored.
Fuck him.
John, what was
we are the entertainment.
We are Edmund now. What was the whistleblower? Because I assume the title of this room was smoking weed.
Nothing. I just followed up on my complaint, my employment complaint.
Oh, really? You with he who shall not be named?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So,
yeah.
I mean, do tell. Hey, John, you know what? Well, you can tell Tim if you want, but let me tell you really briefly. There's an administrator at the Portland Adult Education Center here whose name is Adam, who's such a piece of shit, like administrator. Like every time I complain about him, you know, my like I have to remember, nobody dreams of being like a low-level administrator.
I love using that line. It's like no one grows up with a poster on their wall of being like a fucking store manager.
Right. Like, so they're like not living their dream exactly. They're not very happy people. And so if you meet a miserable one, it's like, oh, no wonder, you know, nobody grows up to be like the head of the fucking postmaster general or whatever. Anyway, isn't that his name? The other guy?
Yeah. I mean, I just had an interview with somebody, and it's no big deal, but it's just a complaint. You know, it'll probably go nowhere. But I have coworkers that are suffering and being targeted by this guy and other people. So it might be helpful for them. But I think in terms of like my job and career there, it's like over. So you know. But anyways.
When was the next time you were actually in an office?
April of last year.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I would have thought it was much longer.
Yeah, feels that way. I can't even remember like coworkers' names anymore. Just like 1 year out.
Oh my god! Like, so like, while you've been on Clown House, you've also been like a reasonable or rational fucking human being, and like going into an office.
Yeah, but he's fully embraced that. I mean, your Clown House presence has evolved. Or were you always recording, John?
I was literally working from home, you know, during the pandemic. I don't remember when I started recording. But
when you were Edmund Dakin, did you have other accounts, or were you only Edmund Dakin at first?
Oh, he's been.
My original account was Audio Teachers, which.
Yeah, that's what I.
Oh, that was even before Edmund.
That was during the pandemic, in the summer of 2020.
Radio and all sorts of other shit.
Yeah, it's been like 20 accounts, 30 accounts. But what I'm saying is, I would be working in one office in my house, one bedroom, and then run to the other room where I was like live streaming stuff, and then go back to work. But then eventually Clown House Dopamine just like even took over my work, and I like couldn't technically function anymore. You know, like what is the saying? Two masters, or you know, the cornerstone. I mean, meaning like basically, you know, this app became so overwhelming.
You're a slave to this app, bro.
So dopamine, creating that it was like, work? What's that? Like, this is the work now, you know, recording the dumbest people in the world waste their lives. It's interesting because it's like I'm creating a record in the future, but nobody will ever watch it in the future. But I don't know.
So you're wasting your life watching people wasting their life.
Exactly. I mean, can you film a documentary without becoming, you know, a participant in the documentary? It's almost impossible.
Have you ever seen a movie called Synecdoche, New York?
No. Synecdoche? No.
Synecdoche, New York. not Schenectady. That's a great movie. I don't know if you're into movies. Do you like movies? You seem like somebody who's like not really into movies.
No, I have huge binders of DVDs. I've been watching movies my whole life.
I heard you talking about Call of Duty the other day. That I thought it was kind of surprising as well. But you're an enigma.
It's fun, man. I gotta say, like, you play a good video game that is like an infinite loop, and it's. But
have you ever heard of Call of Duty Mobile?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's
the only Call of Duty. That's the only Call of Duty that I have.
That's beyond pathetic. I would like
Don't get
fucking
started,
mobile
bro.
games.
That's the Call of Duty that I have. I'm quite good at Call of Duty Mobile, but that's beside the point. Synecdoche, New York, starring Philip Seymour Hoffman, is a great movie about a man who he gets like an award. Maybe it's better than a Fulbright. I think maybe it's a Fulbright. I think it's an award that exists, but he gets a special award, like a grant, to make a play. He's a playwright. And then he basically spends the whole movie creating the play, and it consumes his life. I don't want to give too much away.
Did you see the
Philip
Seymour Hoffman? Have you seen the Philip Seymour Hoffman film where he is like a bank manager and he's an addicted gambler going to the casino? That is a good one.
No, I've never heard of that.
That's a great one. It's based on a true story. It's so good. It's really good. Great movie.
By the way, I wasn't being rude when I said I'll never watch it. It's just like.
No, it doesn't. I doubt it's your type of.
No. I just mean like you see when like people are like, oh, you should really read that book, and it's a very like American like casual. Just be like, yeah, let's do launch starting. Just like no, like don't ever expect to fucking speak to me about some book or something. I'm just probably like. I'm just not going to read it. Like, I hate this false idea where people are like, yeah, I'm going to add that to my cart right now. You're like, go fuck yourself. No one ever buys and reads the book. Or watches the hard target thing.
I think it's funny that you're happy to say things like, if given world power, you would impose the Fourth Reich. You don't have a problem with that, but then if I accidentally take out of context, say, oh, I don't want to be mean when I read your book. Bro, I'll be mean when I talk about exterminating the Jewish people. I don't be mean. But I don't want to be mean about your book.
No, look, I'm gonna let you into like behind the curtain a little bit, okay? Right, like like in negotiation, there's a common strategy referred to as anchoring. Are you familiar with anchoring?
No, not in this context.
Okay, like let's say you're talking to your boss, okay, and you're gonna pitch your boss. You're like, hey, I deserve a pay raise, right? Okay, and let's just say hypothetically, to make it simple math, right? You're on 50 grand a year, right? But you want 75 grand a year. Like, it's a big increase. It's 50%, but like you want this, right? So like you got to go in Billy Big Balls, and you got to anchor, and you got to say, I want 100 grand. Right? And then he's like, whoa, what the fuck's going on here? Like, this is too much. No. And then you're like, you have to, it's like it's in the 40 laws of power. One of the things is like disarming your opponent with selective honesty. So right now I'm bringing you on side. I'm also doing this. There's multiple levels by selectively telling you what it is that I'm actually doing. And now you're going to trust me because I'm telling you the secret sauce, but I'm not really telling you what I really think. I'm just telling you this one little bit, right? But you're feeling like you're getting to know me as I'm telling you this. So what you would do to your boss is you would say, I want 100 grand. He goes, whoa, that's too much, right? But you've anchored the conversation of 100, right? Like, and he's going to go, well, what about 60? And you go, no, 100, right? And hopefully, because you're aiming for 75, you're much more likely to get 75 because you anchored at 100. That became the anchor of the conversation. It's very hard to drag the conversation away from that initial anchor. And I think in an argument, on Clown House or anywhere, that if you...
I'm blocked from Monica's room, but sure.
Arguing a point or presenting a point or pushing it to the extreme to 10 out of 10, there are multiple reasons and benefits for that, for provoking the other side, what it will reveal other people's response, what it will reveal about them, but also maybe it's also just for theatrics, maybe it's just for shits and giggles, maybe it's just for fun, maybe it's just more fun. right? And maybe I believe 7/10 of what I say. So, just because I'm saying it doesn't mean I don't believe it, but it doesn't mean I actually believe it either.
I hear you. I had a very good relationship with an Australian Nazi. I think I still feel like I'm on good terms with him, but I haven't spoken with him in a while. But he used to call me Big Nose.
Oh, what a mighty big nose you have. Do you have...
He'd say, all right, Big Nose, mate. Because I'm Jewish then. He's like, oh, the Jews have big noses then. All right, Big Nose.
Do you have a particular big nose? I can barely... I know this.
No, I don't think so. No, he just said because I'm Jewish. You don't have his Jewish friend, he would call me Big Nose. It's like I call you this leprechaun because you're my
I
ivory.
don't know what it's sort of called, right? But it's like, you don't have the typical like George fucking Jew nose, right? Like the
nature of
I have kind of like a Adrian Brody eagle hawk nose a little bit.
like on the side of your nose before.
No, for sure. Punched straight in the nose several times.
Oh.
I think actually my nose was broken by being punched. Maybe I should get nose surgery, but that's another story.
Yeah, I actually, thanks to social healthcare, I was on a waiting list. I got called up for it. I got a severe nose injury, let's say, and basically one side of it looks fine or whatever. It's straight and you would never know. But one side of my nose, like, clogs up or blocks up very easily.
Right. Did you get the surgery?
If I sleep on that side, right, it's like I'll wake up and my fucking, like, that one side of my nose will just be like,
yes, I hear you.
So of course I get called up after like being on this fucking waiting list for like 2 years, 18 months at least, right? And eventually after COVID, in fact it might even be longer than that because with all the lockdowns would have added to this anyway. And they were like, come in and get cut up inside a hospital where there's gonna definitely be COVID and we're gonna ask you if you're vaccinated. You're like, yeah, go fuck yourself. So I should probably go and speak to my doctor about getting back on the waiting list because otherwise you have to go private and pay.
No agenda, just live.
Fairly expensive out of pocket.
Natural.
They wanted you to go during COVID.
But no, but it just happened to be that it got called up and it was definitely at the end.
Uncle Flo with the 45K plan, did you see that?
Pretty peak, like fucking mask mandates and bullshit in a healthcare setting. And I just wasn't going to be able to do it. I didn't want to have the conversation like, are you vaccinated? And just be like, no, you're a fucking retard. And then my surgeon, who's going to cut me up, thinking this little motherfucker, and then he's going to like fuck me up a bit because, you know, he can, because I'm vulnerable. So I just didn't want that conversation to come out.
You understand the irony of saying that you don't want to talk about vaccines, you think vaccines are dumb, but in the same breath saying you're going to go see your doctor so he can help you with a problem? Why would you trust your doctor for one thing? But
do you know what? Tell me 3 ingredients inside a vaccine.
What?
Tell me three ingredients.
Actually, no, how about you tell me the 3 ingredients you have a
Shut
problem
the fuck up. You're a
Shut
fucking...
up.
This guy's a
you don't know
This
it.
guy's a
mRNA vaccines are
wait, can I try to...
It's a weakened form of the virus.
All right, you
don't know anything about vaccines.
All right.
Listen. Vaccines and doctors, these are 2 totally separate topics. Amazing. Anyway, what the fuck does this guy know?
Well, you could criticize
He
the
sounds
logic.
It seems like you're pretty mad, bro.
Amazing.
Like,
It's not good logic.
somebody points out your stupid logic, and then you
What is the where is the
I'd like
logic
to
for you?
speak. Yeah, because doctors have prescribed harmful stuff in the past. Doctors are good, but that doesn't mean that everything that doctors have ever done has been good. Doctors have prescribed.
Okay.
harmful
Let's
stuff
get
in the
real.
past.
Let's get real. Do you know who Ignaz Semmelweis was?
No, but he sounds fucking Jewish.
Yeah, I would imagine he was. He was a physician he was a physician and scientist of German descent, which probably means Jewish, and an early pioneer of antiseptic procedures, and was described as the savior of mothers. Postpartum infection, also known as puerperal fever, and childbed fever, consisted of any bacterial infection of the reproductive tract following birth, and in the 19th century was common and often fatal. Semmelweis discovered that the incidence of infection could be drastically reduced by requiring healthcare workers in clinics to disinfect their hands. In 1847, he proposed hand washing with chlorinated lime solutions at the Vienna General Hospital's first I can't pronounce that word, clinic where doctors' wards had three times the mortality of midwives. Okay, anyway, going forward. The maternal mortality rate dropped from 18% to less than 2%, and he published a book on his findings. Despite his research, Semmelweis' observations conflicted with the established scientific and medical opinions of the time, and his ideas were rejected by the medical community. He could offer no theoretical explanation for his findings and reduced mortality due to hand washing, and some doctors were offended at the suggestion that they should wash their hands and mocked him for it. In 1865, the increasingly outspoken Semmelweis allegedly suffered a nervous breakdown and was committed to an asylum by his colleagues. In the asylum, he was beaten by the guards and he died 14 days later from a gangrenous wound on his right hand that may have been caused by the beating. His findings earned much widespread acceptance only years after his death, when Lewis confirmed the germ theory and giving Semmelweis' observations a theoretical explanation. Amazing. So, what can we learn from this? That obviously doctors are just absolute pillars of the community and could never do anything wrong and literally wouldn't even give them the indignity of washing their hands to save lives, so that they fucking beat this guy to fucking death and have been committed to an asylum. Amazing, but you're a fucking retard and you believe every fucking thing the government ever tells you by the sounds of it.
If you can, let me finish the sentence. You just provided a story. I knew you would.
Why are you guys yelling at each other?
No one.
Why do you have to do this?
I didn't interrupt.
What was the moral of the
story? Don't yell at each other. It's annoying.
I just read word for word from fucking Wikipedia. You can go read it yourself.
I tell you why that's
what is it you think the moral was? What was the moral of that story?
Well, I don't know. What do you think the moral of that story was? I can explain to you what it means, what you just said. But let's hear your moral, quote unquote. What was the moral?
You can explain them. You say this like I meant it.
Yeah, this is like the oldest talking point ever.
I meant to give a fuck.
Do you want to hear my point?
Who the fuck?
Okay, let me explain why what you just said is retarded.
No one gives a fuck.
Well, I give a fuck. I don't care.
Back up your ass where it fucking came from. Okay?
You're such a snowflake.
Motherfucker.
You can't handle different opinions like a snowflake.
No one cares.
I just find it funny. I literally just prefer to point out how much of a snowflake people like you are.
Triggered to protect vaccines. Oh my god. Do you believe vaccines are the greatest invention in human?
You're literally triggered to believe vaccines. Can't let anyone speak.
What is your name? Jarl?
Yeah, what's up?
I just gotta tell you, honestly, I don't know if it's you're a bad communicator or I'm a bad listener. I was on the phone briefly. But you've been talking for a while. I don't know. What is your point here? The vaccine.
I didn't talk at all. No, I didn't get a chance to get a single word, and I didn't make a single point.
I feel like you guys are kind of
because I just don't shut up and trust the science.
Well, you guys have been talking over each other. You both have definitely been talking.
I don't think I've finished a single.
So what would you like to say? What is it? What is the point? Is it vaccines are good?
Shut up and take your vaccine.
Is it vaccines are good?
Let me explain. I just think that his logic is really silly.
Well, that's amazing.
He won't let me. He's too much of a snowflake to let anybody with a different opinion be.
To try and impose. Who gives a fuck?
Well, I'd like to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Well,
so in his. Thank you. All I was going to say is in his little story, right, he talks about scientists disagreeing with each other, and then people thought, this scientist was wrong. One day Louis Pasteur came along and proved the theory, and then scientists changed their ways, improved the science, and now everybody's healthy. So his story that he thought was proving that scientists are bad actually demonstrate that science can improve over time, that science is self-correcting.
How many vaccines did you take?
I don't know. That has nothing to do with the point. The point is that science is self-correcting, and your story says the opposite of what you think.
Did you take?
I don't know. It's in my lifetime probably 20. Like everyone else.
mRNA. You know I'm talking about the COVID vaccine. How many COVID vaccines did you take?
Why'd you interrupt me to ask that? It's
why are you so resistant to answer the question?
I'm not. Most people on the app know exactly how many vaccines I've taken. I don't care to answer your question.
How many COVID vaccines did you take?
Yeah, all of them.
Okay. So you're fully up to date with your latest booster?
Yep.
When was the last time you received a booster?
I don't know, like 3 months, like December.
Really? So what would that be in total you've had?
Six, I think. 5, 6. I'm not sure anymore.
I wish you well, bro.
Yeah, good luck, dude. I don't know why you think that's a wise idea to take these injections, but you're absolutely retarded if you think it's a good idea.
Because I finished elementary school and I understand the process. I understand how statistics works.
Cool. I understand some statistics, but I'm going to go to the gym, make myself a nice breakfast, and then I'm going to read a book. Good luck, Dr. Vaccine.
Okay, see you later, fatties.
Peace out.
Yeah. Take care. Feel bad for that guy. It's not fun getting vaccinated, is it?
You using Israeli technology. Without Israeli, you're gonna be in the sewer right now.
Right, but where do you think algebra came from?
Oh my God, you idiot! From the Palestinian,
Where do you think algorithms? Where do you think algorithms?
From Gaza, right? From the Palestinians, right?
I heard that Albert Einstein made it, and then he got in his time machine and he brought it back in time.
No. Do your research on where the word algorithm comes from, and algebra. Do your research on those, and you might learn something.
Are you continuing your college math class that you just learned?
I think it comes from.
You can find out. Google it. Don't ask me.
It comes from Aziz. Aziz is the math wizard who knows all the numbers because he was there.
I never said that, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, you did. Divided by 10. Yeah.
Well, I was trying to do you a favor.
Aziz is from the UK, right?
What is the number, guys?
You're from the UK, right? You're from the UK, right? You're from the UK, right?
I am, right.
You're fucking Pakistani, right?
No, I'm not.
Are you fucking Afghan?
No.
Are you fucking Palestinian?
He's a Somali!
Are you Polish?
Hey, how's everyone doing?
I'm not.
Probably European, right?
Hi guys, sorry for this too, but I just have a question because the chat is closed. Aziz, did you look at the map? You found the city or no? Aziz?
Which city?
Your relatives. I'm still waiting for the name of the city. You look at the map?
Did you bring all the cameras with you?
It's 6 minutes that I'm waiting.
I know.
Did you find?
I don't just take a leadership position. It says somebody blocked me in this stage.
No, that's you blocking somebody.
Damn.
Yeah, I blocked the person who was recording, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, comedy.
Yeah.
Oh shit, she's here. Let's talk about something else before she gets
Comedy is Nathan's friend.
Yeah, I'm just saying that you can't separate gender out of 1 Corinthians, like chapter.
Damn, he kicked me. Nathan kicked me. Can you believe it? It's like, what is the point of doing your room if you... I'm like giving it publicity, but I don't know, maybe Nathan feels insecure because he knows she's ashamed of what he's doing every day. You see, I, on the other hand, am not necessarily ashamed of what I'm doing. I'm just actually sitting here trying to do nothing, so I don't do anything stupid, if that makes any sense. But I do have things I have to do today, I should probably call the plumber and try to get this coach house fixed. And I have to turn the water off to the whole building to do that, which is a problem. Can't really see any other interesting rooms real quick to jump into. How unfortunate. We could go to Benji's room.
Hello, I would like to say something interesting.
Yes, please. Yeah, no sugars aren't sweet enough. But so what is the number? How many children have died? Tell me.
No,
1.8 billion.
Israeli children died before the war. Tell me.
How many Israeli children died before the war?
Yes, before the war.
So,
Before 80, before 49, before 48, before 47.
Right.
Actually, you can Google it and look by yourself.
Right. So,
Children, women, elderly. Yes.
Since we're talking about facts now, do you know 2023?
Yes, I'm talking about facts.
October 7th was 2023.
But you have no facts. I'm not talking about October 7th.
We can
I'm not talking only about October 7th.
Right. So okay. So October.
I know TikTok doesn't show everything, but yes, you can Google it.
October 7th was 2023, right?
I'm not talking about October 7th. Way before.
But listen, hear me out. 2020.
Finally, we do something. Finally, we do something with the terrorists, and you cry, and you have something new about the baby. Nobody know how many babies. Suddenly, 30 years old Hamas fighter is a baby. Older that died because they old. And they're also babies. Yes, we know everything. We know what you're doing. I'll be right back.
So October in 2023, the most Palestinian children died in history in 1 year. You know that, right? Before October 7th.
Proof. I need a proof.
Not enough. Not enough. It is not enough. It's not enough. We need much more. We don't have enough blood for our matzah.
Okay.
We need more blood for our matzah.
Okay, slow down, Adolf Shuki.
So come on, bring some more children, so we're gonna be able to kill.
Aziz,
You know what?
how many?
I would never kill an Israeli child. I would never kill an
Aziz,
child.
how long do you think you're gonna go and keep saying dead babies, dead children? Is this like the only thing that's in your mind? Is this the only projection you have?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean that does it for me.
Wow,
Dead children.
you're a pathetic, disgusting human being.
With killing babies at Planned Parenthood.
They kill 100,000 babies every month at Planned Parenthood and spend $1 billion a month. 1.2 million babies a year get killed in the United States through Planned Parenthood, Dr. Aziz. Where's all your tears for all the babies at Planned Parenthood?
I'm not American.
Really?
Okay, why you don't care about the babies that get killed in Yemen?
I do. It's tragic.
Why? So go and protest against them. Why you don't care about the Syrians that's getting slaughtered?
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because I don't have people in front.
Because you're a fucking Muslim piece of shit.
No,
and let's pray together. Muhammad is a pedophile. Muhammad is a child molester. Muhammad is a piece of shit. And so he told the Muslim,
okay,
Muhammad Khanzir, Muhammad Rasul al-Kalam.
Okay. But yeah, look, I just don't have. I don't have.
Always, forever, you're gonna be below the foot of the Jew. Always.
You know, he's such an eloquent speaker. It's such a shame that he couldn't get to his point.
He still has more to say. I think he's doing some more math problems. Keep doing them down there, Aziz. Go ahead. Let us know your math. Let us know how many Israeli babies were killed. Let us know why in Afghanistan women can't talk. Let us know how your people treat your own people. Let us know. Stop worrying about Jews. I bet you don't know any of those numbers. And you're okay with Muslim men allowing their women, telling them they'll beat them up if they talk outside? Really? That's human? That's normal?
It's because Muhammad is the best of all. Muhammad is a child molester. Muhammad is a piece of shit. And so is all the Muslim. Takbir. Muhammad Khanzir. Muhammad Khanzir. Muhammad Ratul al-Khara.
Well, that's such a beautiful recitation of Muhammad is a pedophile, piss be upon him. I have to prepare for Shabbos. Ribbonai Shalom. Hope everyone has a great one. This time next year in Yerushalayim. Alamak.
Muhammad was pedophile.
Muhammad was a pedophile.
Muhammad was a child molester.
הנה הסדין של כל הערבים פה באפליקציה. אלינורה, בגרמניה, מלקקת להם.
Elinora's the Nazis.
Unmixed.
If you buy
And then buy a property.
if you buy a property right now, right, you're gonna be buying it
Do you
probably.
own property? Do you
I
own
do.
a property?
I own multiple
Where?
in Pennsylvania.
Guys, I gotta head out. I'm just gonna say this one last thing, Cindy, which is if you
I'm
want to
gonna
get
buy
into
a
the
property.
if you want to go buy a property,
Yeah.
if you want to go buy a property, partner with someone, buy and if you can buy a duplex. Oh, she left. Okay. All right, I gotta head out. Chase, it was nice talking.
Yeah, man. She'll probably be back, but
Yeah, I gotta call.
her phone.
One second, let me look at the verse. Which verse did you say? 31 of Surah An-Nur. Yeah, let me open it. Give me 1 second.
And so the fucked up part is on me, not on anything or anyone. Or so again, like, what am I? Hey, comedy, Edmund. I hope you're well. What's it?
Hey, brother. Hope you're well, too. I just wanted to come in and just do a quick chat and cut and say, I love you.
Oh, I love you too, dude.
Are you still doing the real estate stuff?
Yeah, still doing real estate stuff, yeah.
Okay. I have this building here in Los Angeles that I don't know what to do with, but kind of live in it.
Well, Airbnb that shit. Why don't you Airbnb it?
Yeah. That was one of the kind of options. Is it's 2,000 square feet, so we could do like 4 units. But I work and stuff, so I need somewhere to work. It's C2 property, commercial. So I'd have to convert it to joint living working quarters, or to C2 does allow for R4 residential.
I wouldn't worry about the zoning. I would just test Airbnb and try to do a small run with, get an air mattress for 20, 30, 40 bucks and run it. Wait till you experiment with Airbnb because there's a lot of
See if somebody
options.
shows up to sleep on an air mattress in a fucking shitty office building in Los Angeles. Let's go.
100%. Yeah, people will for sure. And actually, if you price it right, you're still going to get quality people because the homeless and squatters, some of them are hip to be square, but most of them are just homeless squatters.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll just keep it as like a lockdown compound and invent everything that I need to exist around me.
That's the other option, is just create the all-device technology replicator, essentially. Then replicate yourself.
Replication? I don't know. I would say like regeneration. So like, how do you rematerialize something versus replicate? Because like, if you replicate something that's fucked up, then you're gonna have a whole lot of fucked up.
Have you ever smelled your own fart?
I have.
Just picture that inhalation of an essence where it goes from rectum to nostril. It's a circadian rhythm of methane.
Have you ever been so in tune with your vessel that your body farts and burps when you let out some gas, like in Herb too? Like when you toss some shade, or like when you like do a really witty comment, you like belch or fart like as a capstone or a mic drop.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Well, I know you meditate and stuff, so like our vessels do shit that I just can't handle. Like, well, not handle, but I can't stop. It just does it. Oh, these bodies are weird.
I know. Can you believe people don't use a tongue scraper, a water pick, dental floss?
On the back of your toothbrush. And the water
No,
picks
you gotta get
$20 on Amazon.
If you get an actual metal tongue scraper and you scrape your tongue each night, you're talking about like the most disgusting thing you've ever seen that doesn't even want to go down the drain. It's like a living gelatin bacterial organism that you literally pull from your tongue. So
Hold on, wait. You're still leaving it behind because it replicates itself.
No, what I'm saying is, if you think the back of a toothbrush is a tongue scraper, that's not a tongue scraper.
You're giving it to our system. Why are you pushing this sentient life form from your tongue into our sewer system into us? Like, what's up?
No, it's.
Can you put it in the fire?
No, I scraped it from my tongue last night. It's down the drain, but now it's a mind virus coming through the telecom into your brain, reminding you to get the metal tongue scraper. It's alive.
Okay, so something weird about me is I shed my molt. I have wings. I'm an angel.
What kind of molting are we talking about here?
You guys really got to meet me. Like feathers come off.
Interesting. Can you save me one?
It's like when you like invent something and then you don't have a word for it. You just have to show people it. There's a Homer Simpson episode. There's a Simpsons episode for you guys. It's okay. I'm a Muppet.
So the most important aspect
I love you.
of Zen koans.
Yeah, I love you.
I love you. I don't know what color.
The only reason I bring that up is last night we were in this room and everybody's like so upset, and then this guy Jeremy's like, "But I'm saying this because I love you. I love you."
They're white. But my white horse that they gave me came with blood on it, so please be careful with me.
We're in LA. Are you downtown LA? Your building?
No, I'm north.
North LA.
Yeah, north. I'm a valley girl. Hey, JCC, what's up?
Oh. You know.
Do you remember what was that movie with it was Clueless?
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie Clueless.
Did you ever have you ever heard of Israel Regardie? Israel Regardie.
Mm-hmm.
He lived in Studio City. He is like an occultist, and he's got a lot of famous, very interesting books. But you can go on YouTube and listen to some of the audiobooks. I'll post one in the link. But he's very interesting, and if you smoke cannabis, it's like essential reading for mystical enlightenment.
I mean, how would you define enlightenment? Because I immediately thought of yerba mate and their enlightenment flavor, which is
yeah, mate would be like a good analogy for enlightenment. Like I've drinking mate, and it's definitely like a spiritual, ecstatic event where you're like, wow, this is like this is unlike anything I've ever drank before, and this is amazing.
I've had a teacher explain Dharma to me in a way that was like that same sort of you work really hard, you're sweating, and then it's the wind that hits the sweat that cools you down. Yeah, definitely the mate, not the yerba.
Okay, so this is called The Middle Pillar. It's very good. It's an audiobook. It's 10 hours long.
Like the hand that grasps two things. Atet is the same in Egyptian.
Yeah.
A bunch of great things.
I would just say that, like, in meditation, that silence is, one indicator of mystical journey to a certain extent. But the whole thing deals, in my opinion, it's like a therapeutic dialectic, or a neurolinguistic program dialectic. Like, that's what a lot of these mystic books can do for you, and it should just bring you peace and joy as opposed to like anxiety and anger and sadness.
Right. That's the point. And I like how you mentioned the neurolinguistic programming aspect of it, because it hypnotizes you into feeling better with the words that it's using. Words have weight and directionality.
Yeah, this one mystical book I have, it says that one of the fundamental principles of occultism is that, just like how the Hebrew alphabet created the universe or reality, that words actually create reality. And I could read the little snippet to you, but the point is, if you read books, like, you're definitely, and your brain is the basis of your reality, I mean, you're definitely filling your brain with light, so to speak.
Yeah, for sure. I write books. Like, books on books on books. I'm always taking notes and writing notes. EJCC, welcome up.
Hey, Kyle, thanks, man. Good day to you guys.
Good day. I'm having coffee. Just smoked some cannabis, and soon I'll have my computer open.
I got the chronic. You know that shit. You know all that.
Hell yeah.
JCC, what does JCC stand for? Jewish Community Center?
You keep thinking that.
Yeah. That's a really good one. Never.
So JCC, I know you're like an atheist and you reject everything, but what do you think about books?
No, stop. I don't reject everything. Do not misrepresent what atheism is. And those are initials of a name, bro. So fill in the blank. If you look at my profile, you can figure out my name and you can figure out the initials. Not that hard. I thought you were a little more intelligent than that.
Is he triggering you?
I was making
He's being a troll.
My profile's name is
It's
comedy. I can't make a joke about the Jewish Community Center.
Oh, but they don't, Siggy, don't bark at them. They don't need no more motivation. Come on.
But if you smoke cannabis, I put a great link on YouTube to enjoy a fantastic book, which I know you're going to love, because I love it. And of course, I have great aesthetic, so thus you're going to love it. So if you smoke cannabis and you drink coffee, you're definitely doping your mind. But for what? A lot of people want to go to a concert. A lot of people want to watch a movie. I prefer to read a book while I, put tetrahydrocannabinoid delta 9 into my bloodstream, because, it's definitely.
So it's psychoactive, the cannabis you're smoking.
Oh yeah, I smoke indica. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have sativa and indica, both varieties of THC and CBD, and there's weird qualities with the stuff. When you start to do the concentrate, you can derive the raw, and then it's non-psychoactive. And there's other genetics of plants that are non-psychoactive, but they still have the THC. It doesn't get you stoned, but it enters your endocannabinoid system and allows you to be pain-free for physical pain stuff. I do have a strain. It's called headband. It puts a headband around your head, like you're wearing a hat or a headband. Very mystical type physiological happening.
Are you doing any hyper breathing or like flooding your body? Yeah, you doing any of that?
Yeah, only when I try to fly.
Do you also have a hamstring rope to stretch your hamstring while you're doing the deep breathing?
No, I don't. I have rope. How do you?
You just lay on your back. You take like a belt or a rope, then pull on the top of your foot, and then as you're pulling and stretching your hamstring, you're taking deep, relaxing breaths, or hyper breathing as well.
Yeah. I usually stand up. Oh yeah, when you pull it on your foot. Yeah, I need to do that. That's good. I actually just started taking like magnesium and a couple other vitamins that I've been low on that I didn't know that I was low on. Seeing a nutritionist is pretty much a go-to first step before you go to your primary care doctor. You'll find out you're missing a whole lot of nutrients.
Like no pizza, no cheeseburgers,
we're just plants
no
that
hot
grow.
dogs.
No, actually, I had gout once or a couple times in my life, and it was told that it was because of the red meat, the uric acid in red meat, but it's not. It's actually a bunch of other things that are not processing the uric acid. So I have a deficiency in a bunch of other areas. It's not processing the uric acid that then gives me the gout. So if I'm able, so if I'm able to make sure that like my nutrients and everything that I'm uptaking in my daily is what it should be as opposed to what it was. Everything's looking like I'm getting better and less pain.
Yeah, I've had gout many times, and for me, I think it's like the alcohol primarily, which is the main driver that sends my uric acid.
I don't drink.
Oh, I don't drink. Good. Then you still get the gout attacks without drinking?
Right. I was really low on magnesium, on a couple other ones, vitamin C, vitamin D. I always worked nights, so I wasn't really out in the sun a lot. So say when I was active duty Air Force, I was 3 years swing shift. So with the sun and how it kind of curves up every single winter, I wouldn't see the sun for like 4 or 5 months. I didn't feel like I was affected by it, but I guess my body was because of the nutrient deficiency. And now as I'm getting older, I'm just sort of fighting those things. But it's not a bad thing as long as you fight it at the source. You can't fight it at the at the symptomatic range. You have to go like to metabolic. You have to go to the inflammatory. At least for me.
Catch up with you guys soon.
Yep, you too. It's long. It's a whole types. It's a journey. It's one journey, and everybody has a journey. We're all individuals.
Yeah. So let me ask JCC a question. JCC, how do you define yourself as an atheist?
First and foremost, I'm a human being that just does not believe that there's a God or gods or anything supernatural.
And I'm a human being that knows gods, knows the supernatural, and I'm trying to create something to prove to him that it's real, and I have all the time in the world.
See, the point about the mystical journey is that all questions are trick questions. So when you say, I am a human being, I would just ask you further and say, what is a human being? Didn't want to do the question game.
I mean, you're trapped light. A whole lot of light that's trapped. Like it's not just one bouncing around. So light speed is constant. Would be.
That's right, Mr. Anderson. It was live streaming the leprechaun room that you're in earlier. We caught you, anti-Semitic Northern Irish bastard. We're sending Mossad operation codename Leprechaun to your house right now to have you arrested and brought to the Knesset for war crimes against social audio anti-Semitism rules.
Having to read a huge book or anything, it's really just if things are falling over around you, if things are breaking.
I went yesterday, but I gotta go straight.
While you're in your environment,
It went past 2 days. I feel pretty
you
good.
have to look and see if it's you, if it's like if it's a thing that you're doing or have done. Did you place that thing in the past to get in your way now, or was it somebody else, like previous habitation partner?
I'm not sure what
flow is. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask you to summarize the question again.
So, like, when you asked the question, I start flowing. And now I'm trying to pull up the question. Because it was flow and then it was attached to... what did I attach flow to? Something you said?
Well, I don't know what I said anymore, but you made a good point when you said that we're light trapped in these, fleshy bodies.
Oh, there. Yeah, okay. So light speed's constant. And that's how, like, when we go away from flow, we're actually going away from what is constant about light speed, and we're calling it speed. we're defining it. We're comparing ourselves to something else that is also it. And so then when you do a comparison model, you leave what is what would be natural, and you go into the artificial.
Is this nigger science?
My Irish friend here, he says he's wondering if this is N-word science, is like shit they talk about in the ghetto. Because, you know,
Hebrew music for that.
I mean, this is the funny thing about, you know, African Americans who are spiritualists, because a lot of them are reading.
What does that mean?
Meaning that they are non-traditional, that they don't prescribe to, you know, standardized Christian.
Right, I have a lot of friends here in Los Angeles that believe in deities that most people in Clubhouse will have never heard.
Yeah.
So, and I enjoy their company, and it's actually quite a nice experience to have a lot of different peoples with a lot of different beliefs still be able to sit around the same fire and hearth and eat and converse.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't subscribe to very many deities. I would say as a born Jewish. As a born Jew, I subscribe to my gods there from my core, and then also Odin, the All-Father.
Oh, really? You worship
also,
Odin too?
Well, it's not worship. I wouldn't say worship. I would say that these phonetics that we've named these gods are pretty much the same, and that it's one and the same.
Right.
So there's like when we all like came out of the cradle of life, and like as peoples. We came out of the cradle of life. When we left Egypt and we went north as Israelites, there were a lot of lost tribes that went way north, and I believe I forget what other peoples went and like really messed up all the 10 lost tribes. But there's a lot of different people.
I think it's more than 10 tribes, isn't it?
It was 12 tribes.
Oh, 12.
Jacob. Yeah. And so there's 10 lost. So my family traces back to the Naphtali, if I'm saying that right. But we actually went way far north, and there's genetic tracings. If you do not Ancestry or 23andMe, but if you do genealogy, there's people who have really great complex data sets and academics that basically like the Israelites went up through and joined and became Vikings. And were what started Vikings, like, so it's like the same people.
Was you kings at any point?
Odin is Yahweh, Yahweh is Odin. The same thing goes like the Odin story of how he like defeated this like cow that's like giving the universe milk. It's very close to Ein Shem, which is the nameless name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know in occultism they're big into sigils and the swastika.
Glyphs, these things.
What do you think the swastika is? Do you think it's like the twirling hammer of Thor? Because, you know, the Buddhists and the Hindus, they use the same swastika. I mean, really, it's the sun, right? That's what it is.
I've never heard of it like that. So I've seen that. So I've seen the swastika when I went into Okinawa in Japan. In the Buddhism, it's very much so different than the way the Nazis were using it.
But it's still like a generalized glyph.
And I saw the swastika in Buddhist books before I learned about World War II. So it wasn't
really?
like
Wow.
when I learned about World War II, I just saw them paying homage. So here's the thing: when Elon Musk did the salute, I saw him do the Roman salute.
Mm-hmm.
He did not do the Nazi salute. He didn't have the stance. He had no respect.
Yeah.
It was a Roman salute. It was like I'm a Roman soldier. That's what he was doing, and he's ready for his emperor. That's how I felt.
I don't know how much you know about the Nazis. Mr. T. Robs here has probably
the National Socialist Workers Party. You mean?
Yeah, they had their own version of occultism. Like a lot of them were mixed up in the occult, and even Hitler was meeting with
What about gnosis?
I think it is
gnosis.
gnosis.
The word itself is knowledge. Okay, so gnosis. There's a bunch of different practitioners of gnosis and groups that study gnosis.
Yeah.
So say like the Coptics in Egypt.
But don't you think gnosis is technically just a version of hypnosis?
Isn't just language? What is
Yeah.
it? Love is linguistic, oscillatory, vibrational energy. And energy is the qualitative transfer of. So what are you qualitatively transferring what to me with love through language?
Right.
Like right now, my dog's showing that squirrel walking across the wire love by barking at it. Oh, that squirrel's got big old pulse at him.
Bro, you didn't give him your shtick. You didn't tell him all communication.
I know. He's talking. I haven't gotten to that yet.
At what point is the hypnosis not hypnosis, but just conversation? Like, we don't have to go into the hallucinatory. We can stay inside of the reality of that conversation.
Well, I'm just saying that if all communication is hypnosis, then love communication would be the highest form of hypnosis, and thus good gnosis work, creates a unity which can only be based in love. But what I'm saying is the Nazis and evil people may invert that, and they don't actually do Gnostic work in love.
The Nazis primarily loved their own kind rather than hated anyone.
Well, some of the ceremonies in that one castle they built, it's definitely like chaos and war. The god, Thor or Odin of war, meaning that they were utilizing hypnotic Gnosticism in a negative way, which was causing militaristic and
but this is
genocidal type of attitude.
All the bad words, like all the bad words.
I think it's pretty definitive.
When Moshe did when he wrote inscribed on the staff of God the Hebrew letters of Yahweh and the plague and all the crap, and really.
I mean, T-Rubs, even if they were trying to save their people, it didn't save their people. It wasn't powerful enough magic. Because I don't think it was all based in love. It was based on negative, bad decision making.
Well, it remains to be seen.
Remains to be seen that the fucking German people are like obliterated. We're not still talking about it. We're talking about. Well, it's tied into occultism. I'm only bringing it up because you're here.
Listen, I am making a advanced system to be able to hover human beings on this planet that hasn't existed for decades.
No lie. I'm picking up like crazy weird ideas that are not on planet Earth that I want to try in my backyard here. I have a very large lot. It's about 2,600 square feet.
How did you find this property?
Is my jam.
Why did you buy this property?
No. My grandfather bought it in 1968, and it was his chiropractic clinic until early 2000s. We converted it into an office building. We started up many different companies here, medical technologies companies, environmental friendly touch-up paint. And now it's my turn to start whatever I want. And it's turning out to be, I'm an artisan, inventor, and a maker. And I have a ton of stuff that's going to be leaving the door when the people that are supposed to assume control of the shop.
Couldn't hear you, T-Rubs. Yeah, well,
it's not all mine, man. Like, this is like nuts. I can't be just.
Well, I have found that making recordings can actually be a very productive business and useful to people, meaning that it's useful to the person making the recording, but if you can record high quality, high value audiobooks like the one I put in the chat, I don't know if you can set up a recording, like a recording studio.
Only if it's over 100 years old, or you have unless you have permission from the publisher. If it's over 100 years old, it's added to, I believe, the Creative Commons.
Well, YouTube.
I wouldn't record anything. I would not record anything that's not over 100 years old, because as AI gets better and we get these tools, AI is going to come out and start suing people for plagiarism and
yeah, that's big.
Taking credit.
If you're making money from it,
from things that's not theirs. It's like you humans are not the content. You're not assets. You're not liability. You're emergence, and this emergent property needs to be consentful, two-way. And so, like, say here in California, it's two-party consent state. So I don't mean to go on too long, but that's the truth of it. And as AI systems take hold and we get better at protecting our people, that type of stuff won't work.
Well, do you know what YouTube's 60-second policy is?
Probably something that scans your shit before they allow you to post it.
Well, you can't. So the shorts on YouTube, there's 15 second, 60 second, 3 minute. And you cannot play copyrighted music on a 3-minute short, but you can play copyrighted music on a 15-second or 60-second short. As long as it's below 60 seconds, they will match it and attribute it to the copyright holder and give that copyright holder the royalties from you creating a 15 or 60 second. But they just won't let you go over 60 seconds. So it gives you a little opportunity to commit copyright violation for 60 seconds.
Yeah. Well, as like just a consumer regular person, that's really nice.
Well, their technology is a huge library that they're actually monetizing for all these artists, but I don't know how much they pay out to these copyright holders.
Yeah, who knows the actual scale. God, I've been like kind of spinning on this thing. So I'm making an air-only cannabis washing machine. It's going to be breaking apart the cannabis into its keef. Very similar to the ice wash hatch. I don't know if you've ever seen ice wash with the bubble bags.
I've seen those, yeah.
But this is a way to make concentrate. Well, I'm using angular mechanics and differential pressure systems inside of a cylinder that I made with a vortex generator and a centrifugal compressor blower. It's really crazy. Anyways, I don't know how to break up the cannabis in a better way, and I've been sitting here spinning on it for a while. I have a turkey fryer. You know the basket that you put the turkey in, that you lower it into? It has all these like little circular holes on it, and they're not sharp. And I don't want any type of sharpness because you don't want to cut the plant lipids and release the chlorophyll into the concentrate. I think I might redesign it a little bit. I might actually be able to use the turkey fryer with a high pressure compressor blower and just kind of grind up the weed before, not grind it, but really break it up before I put it into the cannabis washer. I think I need to stage it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Not really sorry.
There's a dispensary 3 blocks from my place, and a couple of Chicago's brightest stars decided to take a car and drive it through the front door the other day. So
what?
Yeah, and guess who? Hurt? No, nobody got hurt. It was at 4 a.m. But guess who owns the dispensary?
Who?
P. Diddy. He really does. He actually bought it.
Went away pretty quick. It's like, oh my gosh, like this world.
Could you imagine sitting in a prison, having $500 million or more? I mean, gotta be a total mindfuck.
Sitting in a pool with P. Diddy. I don't know. I don't know any of this stuff. Like all the drama that's happened in the last like 3 or 4 years, I've disconnected. I like being at the office, and like I said, like my grandpa bought this in '69. We renovated it in 2004. It needs a roof. It has multiple leaks. It needs a lot of work. My ex-girlfriend and I bought an RV to live in and renovate it, but we broke up and the RV's gone. So I've just been like kind of like.
Well, you gotta get up there.
Bachelor mode.
You can do the repairs to the roof probably yourself.
I have been. Oh yeah, but I'm not doing anything normal anymore. If anything, I'm doing more art, and I'm taking a lot of artistic liberties with how I'm doing things. I'm not buying anything but like the fundamental components and then building it myself. I won't buy like I have a garage door in the back of this building, but it's going to become my back. My back is going to become my front. And so this is going to be a patio door. And so right now I have on the other side what was an NFT system, nutrient film technique. It's the pipes, the hydroponic pipes. So instead of the garage door, I put OSB structural board, and then I put an NFT system. I gave that to her. She took it. So I'm going to put another one with larger tubing and with a water feature. It'll take a couple months to build instead of like a patio door. Because what do I need a patio door for? Like right around the corner is the door to go in and out. Like it can have windows and you can see the water feature from both sides, but why do I have to walk through it? I don't know. That's what I'm doing every day. I'm just like sort of in a playground, and it's
Do you have a YouTube account?
Pretty dope. Yeah.
I would like
Kyle.grant@tensornetics.com.
Oh man, can you put it in the chat or pin the link?
Yeah. I put it in the chat.
I would like really encourage you to like film yourself doing everything, and then you get so much feedback by watching what you're doing, and then you also get live feedback. Wait, that's your YouTube account?
No, that's my Google account, which is TensorNetics. TensorNetics is our corporation that we started here in Clubhouse. We do medical technologies, research and development, and emerging technologies. But medical technologies is kind of at the back end right now, because with emerging technologies, I myself have been working on a lot of aviation type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have like Michelle, who came in here and left. She was heading up a lot of the music. There was no music. There was no music. Like Michelle came in here. She's doing the non-invasive brain computer interface type stuff with Lisa and a bunch of other people. So I don't know how big or small TensorNetics will be, but it's building out to be something relevant. Tensors is a real thing. It's a mathematical tool that we use, or mathematical framework we use to measure three-dimensional reality in space-time. Tensor flight dynamics is a real thing. Peter Zipfel's a great teacher.
Damn, Kyle,
yeah,
you need a YouTube channel.
Einstein used tensors as for his field equations to help him wrap up general relativity. He was really close to special relativity before he backed out and went general with it. So hopefully we can get special relativity at some point. So I don't know. Really. Like I said, it's a playground. So anybody who comes in this room, if they have a problem or a thing, like I usually will contribute quickly to it, and get back to doing what I do every day, which is play. Like right here, I have you were talking about books. I have a book right here, Manual of Stromberg Aircraft Carburetors, Edition 2. This was printed copyright 1924. So as of last year, this is Creative Commons. And everything in here has how to make fluid injection systems, has the angular mechanics and aerodynamics of pretty much carburetors, and how to fly a plane that is carbureted with fuel or with liquid, and against gravity, go upside down. So how do you keep pressure systems feeding fuel to an engine and without stalling? So that's all in this book, and this is all allowed. We can use this to start innovating from anything that's 100 years old. But just so you know, this stuff that's 100 years old, as we start to innovate from, we're already like 10,000 years in the future compared to everybody else. TensorNetics is a business name. So tensors would be the mathematical framework, and then networked information computer systems, so NetICS. And then we can do pretty much anything with the computers that we have. We were funded $100,000 and incubated. We are being incubated by NVIDIA via their Inception program, and we have a lot of our services on Amazon Web Services right now. Multiple models as listed for sale or for use. I think less than a cent per hour or something. Niston has it all listed there. Our developer.
Well, I don't know. I went to your site. You don't have a YouTube account. I would just really encourage you.
It's all. We're not advertising right now.
Well, it's not about advertising. It's about being creative. I mean, you live in LA. You live in the set. You live in Hollywood. There's always all these.
Hold on. You want me to do a PowerPoint about the inventions that I'm sitting in front of, or should I just?
We'll send you the PowerPoint. I'll create the YouTube video.
No. I don't have the PowerPoint. I don't have the dot. Like I have the invention sitting in front of me. Like I have the actual physical thing.
Oh yeah. Create a video of that. Just create shorts. They're just 15-second clips.
Working with like OpenAI. Well, yeah, I'll take a picture of my thing and I send it to OpenAI, and it's been really good with like I've been training it up to not elucidate and hallucinate so much. And so it's tightening the tolerances of, say, the schematics it's able to provide back to me from something I photograph and send it. Before, I'd ask it a question and it's trying to give me information that I don't want. Like I have an image in my head that I can't find on the internet or on OpenAI or Perplexity or any of the other tools. So then the image in my head, I start to build in my workshop. It's built, and I still can't find it. And now I'm sending these things that I built in my workshop to OpenAI so that I can provide myself the documentation, PowerPoints to go on the YouTubes and all that. Absolutely, it'll happen one day. I need some help, but if I don't get any help, guess what? It's just going to take some time. Like right now, I need to find a USB-C PCB, which is the PCB that connects between a USB-C and a printed circuit board. And hey, what's up? Hope you're well. I think we should nuke Mars, but with like electromagnetic pulses, like so EMP nuke. Like we gotta get it swirling and like we have to get it spinning. Probably just at the poles. That way the equators is like kind of where we would kick it. Like on Mars.
I was reading that PDF above. It's pretty interesting. I wish we lived longer, or I went back and I did a different major, or I was more interested in math, science, etc. when I was younger. But I liked video games, but I never had the context about what was actually happening. That this is all incredible, math and software and compact computer was the first computer I think I ever personally had, and I was playing that StarCraft or Warcraft, and even that little game was, you think about how complicated it is to actually create something like that. It's just it blows the mind. And now games are like real time. I mean, I play that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 or whatever, and when you realize that you're like literally playing real time, almost like literally just a little bit less than whatever that time differential is, that through Wi-Fi you're able to actually play in this 3D world with other people, and have that real perspective. It's like mind-blowing that.
But you can do that with
fast.
your regular like you can do that with your subtle body.
Yeah, it's that. Well, that's the real version of what you're seeing on the screen. But the fact that the screen version is so fast, it blows the mind. That how could it be that
No
fast?
way. If I think an image in my head, I connect to it. That's the power of being constant. Light is constant. There's no speed to it. You just think it, and you're there. You connect to it. By having to get a picture on a screen, it takes a lot longer. Computing needs time. That's the link at the top.
Right.
It's abstraction layers and computing, and so when we go to the beeper booper machines that's in front of us, like these phones, instead of our brains, then we're looking for an answer that we already actually have in our head. You just have to think right, not think left.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I say that, everybody can think left instead of right, because it's like it's what's good for you in that moment. For me, like going right would be a wall, so I wouldn't go right. I would go left, which is my bong and my butt. Because right now I'm in my Barca lounger, barking like a dog. And if you PTR, you can see my book and my vortex generator with a centrifugal fan. So basically, I'm making a turbo without exhaust or gas inducted fan thingy, and it has a thrust vector. So there's definitely a lot of directional output. I could put this on something with wheels and go down the road, but I want lift. I want to be able to float or pogo stick. So I gotta recreate these metal shrouds into fiberglass and carbon fiber. But before that, I'll probably shape them out of foam. Very exciting. Hey, Siggy. What? Where are you going to lead me to where there's a USB-C thingy that I can use? Okie dokie. Oh, I know it's not down there.
But yeah, I would just shoot shorts. I don't know. There's something about it from your perspective that helps in your process and decision making about what you're doing, and then you get the real time feedback, and then the marketing aspect. But what you're really doing also is your keyword large language, index that eventually every business ends up creating to draw traffic from the internet to what their business is. So no matter what you end up doing, there's always this marketing communications aspect that you can't get away from, and it's absolutely essential. There's no way around
So
it.
like I'm in the cannabis industry, and I'm working on this invention. It works, and I have to stage something to make it work better and more efficient. As this thing runs, basically it's going to get set up here in this office where it's an installation. I'm not going to move it around, and people are going to bring me like pounds and pounds and pounds of bud because I'm going to have a service that doesn't exist anywhere else. They're going to bring me their bud, and I'm going to convert it into hash, and they're going to be able to take their hash, and I get to keep their compostables and make better nutrients for my own plants, like a win-win. There's a donation thing I've been told, so I'm kind of excited about that. I don't know, but these people have a lot of money, and they're willing to throw it at people who need it, I guess.
Well, people that
it's an industry thing. It's a culture. It's a thing. So that's what I'm working on. I do need.
Keep telling yourself that.
So it's not that I'm telling myself that. It's that I'm trying to manifest that as a reality, as opposed to thinking that this world is just run by a bunch of sorcerers and magicians that are slowly abusing the system and all of its people within.
I'm just saying, even in cannabis, it's very cutthroat. That's all I'm saying.
So right now I'm about to smoke Oregon Cutthroat, which is a strain of cannabis that was sent here. It's a highly protected genetic. I wouldn't be able to sell this. They would cut my throat. That's why it's named Oregon Cutthroat. And it's one of the most beautiful plants that has some of the most beautiful variegated traits. Every time it flowers, it has differences and uniqueness, and there's nothing like it I've ever had. And they don't like when I'm hanging out with the cannabis people. Yeah, we will cut your throat if you fuck with us. I guess like I have to say that because I'm a part of it, but I'm not the guy who would do that. That would actually I'd probably puke or throw up. I wouldn't want to do that type of work.
I don't mean fuck with you. I mean like in terms of
that's what I'm saying.
Making money and people taking money and not reporting money, stealing money.
Get completely ignored. Oh, so that's something I'm a disabled veteran, like super disabled. I'm trying to become a cannabis advocate. I don't really know how to become anything anymore. Like you put it on your resume, I guess, and then you just call yourself that, and then you are. But that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I have certificates about other things. So cannabis advocacy and like being a part of this culture after being working for cybersecurity government shit for 20 years, it's been a blessing. It's like a whole lot of peace and quiet and solitude. And whenever I need help, I reach out and I get exactly what I need. So, yeah, I got a few projects to finish up. The cannabis thing's one of them, and figuring out where to install it. I think maybe in the front foyer would be the best place.
So let me ask.
I need help. Like I need to put the other motor up one layer instead of having it down. I need to put a spin on that. So right now it's like direction. It's like going straight into the vortex generator. It needs to actually come from behind and loop in, so it creates another angle of differential. which is going to push that differential layer down the cylinder because it's not in the right place. I'm having a problem breaking up the cannabis with the pressure differentials because the cannabis isn't staying in the right place where the differentials are because of gravity. So like angling the machine and hoisting it in the air helped, but I'm trying to like actually solve it as like an in place, like an installed thing because it's a whole new invention and methodology.
How do you utilize meditation in your situation?
I will get about 3 seconds of like a positive like word or thing, and then I'll just sit in silence. Nothingness will make sense, and then I sit with nothingness all the time, and then I just sit with silence with the things that I'm working on, and then those things just sort of build themselves. Like the statue, Michelangelo, statue of David. It just revealed itself to him. He's not the artist. He was the discoverer or something.
Do you think reading a book or having a conversation on this app are both forms of meditation?
Yeah, why not? You have to focus. You have to attend to something. Meditation itself, attention is really the only thing we have. So if you push your attention towards something and you start to do that thing, so you start to meditate. What type of meditation? Is it a mantra? Is it a breathing exercise? Are you imaging? Are you imagining something? Are you trying to levitate? There's a lot of like different things that happen with meditation. What kind of meditation?
Well, I create these audiobooks, and I have the feeling that reading out loud is an interesting way to read. It's, because reading silently, it's like your attention span goes way down when you read silently, I think. So if you read out loud, there's a lot more like comprehension that's taking place in that action and that meditation. So like no matter what you're doing, reading books, certain books, or any book really is useful, but some books seem to have a bigger impact in terms of like Gnostic or relaxation response. And since we speak in English, anyways, I'm just saying that if you want to optimize what you're doing, you need to put in like another variable into your brain, which even though it's not even associated with what you're working on, is still extremely useful in terms of what you're working on, if that makes any sense. Like if you were to just read Rumi, or any kind of poetry, I think there's got to be value add to what you're doing.
Like, say, all the work that I'm doing right now with angular mechanics, if I had a contribution to SpaceX and how they use the Raptor engines, so I just submit that with like a sticky note and a photo on Twitter to Elon, or do I like or do I go to like SpaceX PR and try to actually reach out properly? Do I do it the delusional way, like
do it on
X,
X.
the scientific way where we use critical thinking?
Do it on X.
See, again,
and tag Adrian Dittman. Tag Adrian Dittman. Use hashtag Adrian Dittman.
I apologize for saying that, and I hope that everybody in the audience can see this dualistic shit that keeps happening. It doesn't need to be duality. We already reached singularity, so we're going towards emergence. Where's the 3, the 4, the 5? I love studying M theory and string theory.
But wait, you said duality, but didn't you mean non-duality?
This is like higher dimensional type. Well, if you want to go anatta, which is non-self, we can. You don't speak from non-self though.
Well, I was just a minute ago, I was thinking about the opposite of self, which is non-self or de-selfing.
Yeah, anatta. Yeah.
So
like Ein Shem is something that I said earlier, which would be the Hebrew form of non-self.
Right.
It's the nameless.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you actually want to try to communicate with Elon Musk, he's totally accessible on Adrian Dittman. He actually reads comments, and he only has 200,000 followers, so he actually sees notifications.
What was the platform again?
X.com/Adrian Dittman.
Adrian Dittman. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. That's Elon's burner account.
Yeah.
And he'll see it. So yeah, I mean, you need access to that $1 trillion bourse that he has, and you and your experiences can help take us to Mars. And then we can make videos on Mars.
Wait. What if I'm a remote viewer and I'm just grifting SpaceX of all their brilliance and giving it to NASA?
Same shit, different day. At this point.
Same shit, different day. Right. So it's like the same team, same fight. Right.
I believe so, but I could be wrong. Probably
Okay,
I'm
cool.
wrong.
Okay, cool.
Because there's got to be a lot of woke leftists at NASA that are not.
Wow, all my soreness really went away with the magnesium. Oh, thank God. Fucking magnesium. I love you, magnesium.
What's natural magnesium? Does milk have a lot of magnesium in it?
I don't know. My aunt, she gives me stuff and she just knows. And now I finally started to take it, and all my problems are going away. I'm just gonna keep taking magnesium and my other daily vitamins and doing it. And I'll tell you what, my blue jeans tucked into my military boots, it don't look too bad because now I'm wearing my flannel. You know what? I look like a young
Rambo?
Tim the Toolman Taylor's. Tim the Toolman Taylor. Who was his neighbor?
The guy that he worked with the beard?
No, the guy with the beard was his the working partner on the show. I'm saying his neighbor when he was at home.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was when he had a problem.
With just the hat and the face, right? Behind the
you
fence?
just get his eyes. Yeah, that was all.
Jeez Louise, that's an old one.
Yeah. Oh, God,
Harrison?
what's his name?
I don't remember his name. I could Google it, but who
I'll
cares?
grab my phone. I'll do it. I'm gonna grab my phone.
Who cares? Wasn't that the character, though, also from Boy Meets World? Wasn't that the teacher who played that role? That's the sound of the police.
Yo, Godspeed. Yeah, let me Google it real quick.
Was that the actor that played the teacher in Boy Meets World who played the guy behind the fence?
I have no idea what you just said. On Home Improvement, Tim Allen's character, Tim Taylor, had a neighbor named Wilson. Wilson.
Yeah.
Who was also known who was always peeking over the fence. Yo, I always peek through the fence. Michelle, shit's dope. I'm gonna be Wilson. And then maybe Tom Hanks can yell my name.
Earl Heyman.
Wilson.
The
When I
guy-
die, it'd be funny.
Hey, Nick is here. Nick always loves it. He comes in and he goes, Edmund, do your Cindy Stumpo impersonation.
Who said what?
Edmund, do your Nelson Apega impersonation.
I like your impressions. I gotta say, Edmund, I'm a fan of it.
Yeah. Me too.
I would have been charged with rape if it wasn't for Daphne. Thank God Daphne was there. She saved me. Otherwise, I would have been charged with rape.
No, you also do a good Alan Dean one, too.
Now, my son is currently in school and dealing with LGBTQ professors. And who am I to say that you shouldn't orgasm with the one you love? I'm not Jewish, by the way. I'm Armenian.
We'll do Jeff Goldblum. Let's go.
Ooh, Jeff Goldblum's a really... I struggle with the Jeff Goldblum impersonation. That's a tough one.
I guess it's time to suck the day's dick.
Did you ever see The Brundlefly? The movie The Fly? It's so fucking gross when he turns into the fly. Because he's already a fly-looking guy.
Just the memes and stuff. That would freak me out. Yeah, I don't think I've watched the whole movie.
I actually had a dream where I took in horsefly DNA and I actually became like a fly. It was like a horrible night.
You know, the Jeff Goldblum impression and the suck the day's dick comment is from a movie, Pineapple Express.
Jeff Goldblum's in that movie?
No, he's just mentioned.
Oh. That was a funny movie. Man, I smoked some good Pineapple Express a couple weeks ago. It was very good.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool strain. Cannabis genetics.
How do you feel about naming conventions in the cannabis industry? Because I feel like you can just make it up completely.
not like, so that's like the thing is that I wouldn't say that it's making it completely. I know, so you want to go outside? Let's go outside. Let's have a smoke.
Meaning that like
Let's have a Winston.
if I were to like grow a plant and have a pound of herb and I just called it sour diesel, everybody would be like, bro, I got some amazing sour diesel. It's like totally
but if it's
irrelevant.
not sour diesel and you get caught like lying, like you get like beat up or something, like I wouldn't mess with that. Well, you wouldn't, like, I don't know. Now that
See, it's like what I'm saying is it's like a Pepsi versus a Coke challenge. Not like you talk about such a small percentage of people that can do any differentiation.
Here in California, you can't really like the dispensaries, and it's both ways. It's medical and what is it, recreational. So you're allowed to grow it, you're allowed to smoke it. It's like, you know what we're having a problem here with is on the beaches. They're doing the NOS cans, and they're big. They're like the big cans. They're not whippets anymore. Like Edmund, do you remember people doing the whippets, the little things?
I've seen people at concerts do it.
Cans, and they're sitting on the benches
terrible.
open, and kids are walking by. Like they're not. Like people don't. Like it's not just cannabis anymore. So the cannabis industry is like completely away from the whole. You can't really. I mean, I've seen stickers on signs with like what is it, the QR codes, and you can hit like Snapchat or whatever and get somebody to deliver you an ounce of weed. But honestly, like, let's be honest, you can also do that same exact thing to a dispensary, and you don't know if that person's coming from the dispensary or from somewhere else. But they show up. They show up with love. They give you something that smells dank, and that's how it's been since I was a kid. So I don't know what the there ain't no issues. Not in that aspect at all. Like, the fuck. I'm blessed to have the cannabis industry supporting me because my disability, like I have tumors, I have hemangioma, aggressive tumors, I have bulging tear discs, I have blown out back, like, and they say I can have surgery. I won't. I keep trying to just strengthen my core. The physical therapies, kinesiology, and who's also a chiropractor. Like none of the therapists. I don't do very much therapy. I'll do the therapy work by myself. So I have my own TENS unit, my own ultrasound device, and I have it's a diathermy, which is diathermic transduction. It's a way of heating through. It's not induction. It's the opposite. I was talking about last night. It's not loading right now in my brain.
Are you doing any yoga?
Yeah, I stretch a bunch. Fine.
Huh?
I stretch a bunch. Not like you.
Well, I don't know. I the best health.
I can't touch my toes.
Oh,
like if I try to touch my toes, I can't touch my toes. I can get a little bit past my knees. I can bench a lot. I can do a lot of pull-ups.
Well, yeah, I do pull-ups, but yoga to me in the sun is the best.
I wasn't able to do pull-ups until I went disabled. That's why in my profile I put recovering disabled veteran. Because like before I was disabled and I was hurting and I was like I felt like I was never gonna get better, and then vitamins and everything just.
Did you meet your last girlfriend on a dating app?
No, through a friend that I met at a park.
Wow.
We both had dogs. Yeah, his dog was cool. Loki. I actually named my dog Sigyn after his dog's. It would have been his dog's wife. Yeah, I know. You remember Loki? Yeah.
I'd like to get a dog, actually.
That was Matt's. That was my friend Matt's. That was Matt's brother's dog. So I should probably like Facebook friend that guy and see if he wants to come by the office and hang out with my dog. Yeah, like a dog date, because our dogs know each other. We just don't know each other. But he's a bro, so I don't know why I wouldn't like.
Yeah, I keep thinking I want to get a dog, but I think it's like one of those things where if I see a picture, it like makes the desire go away, and I'm like, definitely bad idea. Do not get dog. Enjoy waking up, going into office, get coffee immediately, not taking dog out for pee or poo.
All I'm getting is dogs, and all I do is I wake up, I feed my dog first. Like everything is for the dog first, and then I get going with myself. I get my coffee going and cannabis. But Siggy gets fed first. Nice.
Yeah. Problem is, if I got a dog, I would probably leave it in the cage too much, and not like, I don't know. You got to spend so much time with the dog to essentially completely make the dog totally relaxed, and so it's not destroying things or peeing on things, and it's like a full on.
Your dog.
Yeah, it's just like hanging out with your dog all the time. I mean, I don't know if I want that.
24/7. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's like a you thing. Do you spend a lot of your time alone? Or you're like an octopus on solitary.
I am. I have really slowed down my vibration, and that includes my thinking as well. Like I actually, because I spend so much time on Clown House, listening.
What year is it for you?
It's 2025. I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we're still in the same consensus reality, but you're like just the vibrations get slower.
My activity has slowed down significantly because I don't have I'm not working. So.
What about like a cadence? Like you don't have your own like habit and routine and a cadence like that you just sort of.
No, I do, but I'm just saying that it's not.
In the morning.
I'm just saying my stress has gone way down. I'm just saying my stress has gone way down because I'm not working. I'm not dealing with.
Why aren't you working?
Because my willpower is saying not to work. Just stop working and relax and enjoy the flow of the blessings.
Are you doing this opposite day thing?
No, I'm not doing opposite day. I'm doing now. That's why I was gonna. That's why I asked.
Yeah, but your work is like inherent in you. Like you're certified. You have certifications. You're a real estate agent.
No, that's. I'm not doing. I'm not doing that kind of real estate.
You're not like up and showing a house doesn't mean.
No, I'm not.
Like
I'm only work I'm
if I went
doing.
into a flat Earth room, if I went into a flat Earth room, I would say without a shadow of a doubt, I am standing on flat ground, on flat Earth right now. Like this Earth that I'm standing on right now, underneath my feet, is not round. What are you circulant? What is this?
Did you hear me? Did you hear me in the flat Earth room the other day? Because I destroyed those people. I just ripped them in the asshole.
I don't know why you guys do that. I would support and bolster this idea that we are standing on flat Earth. Show us around Earth. Take us up. Like right now, there's a bee. It's cold out right now, so these bees they don't do well when the sun's out and it's cold. So I'm gonna take it, and I just picked it up. I got it in my hand. I'm gonna take it over here to this little warm box that I have waiting for it, so it can like sit it by the tree, and then it gets to sit in this little warm box. Yeah, wait. Oh, you fell off. Come on back. It gets to sit in this little warm box right by where its hive is. There you go. And you just get to kick it there, and then once it warms up a little bit in the day, it'll fly up there. Oh hey, hi. What's up?
Hello.
Yo.
What's good, How are you doing?
Hey, I'm just chilling. I'm sorry. You guys may continue. I'll be a ghost.
Yeah. It's late for you. Yeah, I'll keep just rambling on. I don't mind. Oh yeah, it's really late over there. Yeah, hope you're having a good night. The clouds are amazing here. But it's cold.
Understanding the stock market is one of the most important skills you can develop to secure your financial.
Look at this. There's hiring cadence of the cola. That's beautiful. I love you so much. Oops.
Are you playing any musical instruments, Kyle?
Oh, I can. I can anything brass with trumpet, the 3-piece instrument. I can play. I can read sheet music.